you have a beautiful child of color coming to you or is already a part of your family, and you are wondering all these different questions about race, about how to incorporate that into your family. How much pride should we show? Should we even get to know their culture? Let's talk about it. So when we knew that Dane, our second, who is Black, was coming into our family, the joy that we had was incredible. We had one family, one growing up, and they were a part of our family for what it seems like, looking back, just a few short months. They were a Black family, and that was so much fun to be around them because Black people are fun, y'all. They are super fun. And two, we just learned a lot about how to interact with different cultures, and that made an impression on my heart. After Dustin and I were married and we started growing our family through adoption, God really put it on our hearts to want our family to be an interracial adoptive family. And God answered that. He put that in our hearts, gave us an excitement for that. We did not seek that out. On our adoption applications, we were open to every race, boy or girl, and God brought Dane to us, and we couldn't be more proud. We wanted for our family to break the chains of the past and give our kids a new way of looking at life, a new way to interact with everyone, a new way to show pride and not skin color. Do we see skin color? Yes. When people say they're colorblind, I understand what they mean, but we still see each other's colors. That's how it should be. God made us that way, and we should celebrate every single color. There are a gazillion amazing hashtags out there on Instagram especially that celebrates different cultures, different races, different skin colors. And if you're on Instagram, subscribe to all of them, follow all of them, and learn how to bring that pride into your family. The first question, should I be prideful about the culture that my child came from? Heck yes. A million whoops, yes. Be proud of it. Be proud of it. Why? It's your child. And that should be the biggest motivator of all. Second, how we share and speak and teach our children about their culture is so important, especially nowadays when different civil movements are out there. You are hearing about Black people killed by white people. It is a big deal, and our hearts break, and it is our job to teach our children how to navigate these disgusting waters, how we need to treat other people, love other people. Whether you believe in God or not, we're all human. We should all love each other because we are humans, not because of someone has a different colored skin or not. So teaching our children is so important, to teach them, how do we act out in public? What should we not do? What should we do? When we go to a grocery store, can I bring my own bag and just stuff in it? Probably not, unfortunately. Should you always get a receipt? Yes. Don't wear a hoodie and be out late. Don't go out too early and wear a hoodie. Be respectful, dress nice, have your hair looking nice all the time. These are little things that could be a life and death situation for our kids, unfortunately. But in our society, in our world now, these things are so important to teach our children. So the first thing that we need to do to show our pride is to research and ask questions. You see a new Facebook group that you need to follow to learn all about race and that culture that your child came from, you go like that and you join that group. You see something on Instagram, you follow that and you read everything. Google it. Ask questions. You come across someone and you're having a good normal conversation, ask them about race. Ask them about their skin color. Ask them how they feel. I mean, don't go up to a random person and do that. But if you have a relationship with that person, talk to them, ask them, That is going to be so enriching and beneficial for you. And in return, you are going to be bringing that down and sharing that with your children. You are creating a new generation for your family and for those who will come. If your child has biological children or not, or they adopt a child of the same race, you are forever having that race in your family line, and you need to be educated. So your child's educated, so they know how to educate their kids. So you can educate your friends and your family, which is huge. That is a huge one. So you educate yourselves, and in return, you can educate everyone else around you. The more people who are educated, like with anything, the more lives are changed. Once you've researched and asked all the questions, the next thing to do is to incorporate all of that into your life. Start living it out. Learn how to make that meal that is well known in your child's culture. Teach them how to dress that way, to be respectful, to act how they would be if they still grew up in that culture. I read a book once who talked about a family who adopted a child from Russia, and their point of view was, I don't need to incorporate Russian culture into my daughter because she is now part of the American culture. She is in our family. This is her culture now. Moving forward, she only needs to know American things. I don't 100% agree with that. It's true that she became part of the American culture, and that is her family's culture. And yes, she is living in America, needs to know all those things. But she has a history in Russia, whether she remembers it or not. She came from there. Her family is from there, and that should be celebrated because that little girl is going to ask her parents questions about where she came from and what it was like over there, and her parents need to know. And part of showing our pride is not just teaching them about it, but living it out. Our son, we are so proud of the color that God made him that whenever he asks us questions about skin color or brings it up or just says, Mom, you are so white and I am so brown, yes, son, you are correct, and it is beautiful. And we go maybe a little bit overboard being so proud about who God made him to be because we want him to grow up to radiate that pride. As a man who's going to have a family of his own, he needs to have that pride to pass that on to his children. Our whole family is now changed because Dane made us, we call it a rainbow family, and our kids are going to see different colored people in a whole new light in what's going to be normal to them. It was not normal to me or to Dustin growing up, and we are so excited to break that generational sin and move forward. So as you are incorporating different foods and lifestyles and dances and celebrating these cultures, it is going to change how your child looks at themselves, their self-confidence that they're going to have, how they look at other cultures. They are going to learn to celebrate other cultures also. And that is going to bring more friendships, more deeper relationships, a new way of looking at life. And that is going to be absolutely beautiful. With Dane having black hair, I need to know how to do his hair, how to take care of his skin. Those are ways that I am for sure 100% bringing the black culture into our home just by taking care of him. That is well, it's a big deal, but that's a small way. The other ways that we incorporate into our family is putting black art up. We dress him in Black Lives Matter type of shirts, and he is proud of that. We are watching documentaries about black people, and he is becoming proud of his own skin, his own body, and that is an incredible thing, a priceless thing. Next is you go out and find yourself some friends who are the same skin color, the same background as your child, and let me tell you, transforming. I prayed that God would give us black friends so Dane would see more people in our life who are his same skin color, and he lights up when he sees them. The first time we met them, he came over kind of shy and gave them a big hug and whispered to my ear, Mom, they have brown skin like me, and his face was just lit up happy. I want it to be the norm in our family that we have a ton of Black people around all the time. So my son feels proud to be a part of our family, proud that we are a mixed family that God created, proud to see other people who dress like him, who have hair like him, and we learn from those people. It's one thing to research and learn and ask all the questions. It's another to live life with someone and really ingrain it into your family, and that is so important. So get yourself some new friends for sure. Add them to your dinner table, talk about all the things, ask all the questions. It is so important. And it's beautiful and edifying and will change you from the inside out. One of my dear friends, she is Black, I am white. She calls me her homie and said, "Tami, you are a Black girl in a white shell." And that was the most beautiful compliment I have ever gotten. We have fallen in love with the Black culture, and we want more of it in our life to give Dane more of that in his life, not only so he can be more enriched, but also so he can pass those things down to his kids. Next is talk about it. You show your pride by talking about race, by talking about skin color, by not shying away from it, by not whispering different words because you don't want to offend anybody. We all know what skin color we are. We can say the skin colors proudly, talk about it proudly, not be shy about it, and be appropriate. So talk to your kids about it when they bring it up. Talk about it. Turn on a movie that has a person of their color. Read a book that has a person of their color, or a song that was written by a person of their color. All those things are so important to celebrate who they are and where they came from. Whether they're white, do the same thing if they're white. Do the same thing with whatever culture that they come from, because they're all beautiful and all so important. And God picked each person in this world to be alive and gave them that skin color. That is beautiful, and we should all celebrate that. And seeing Dane be proud of his color, being proud of us when we are proud of his color, that is just the most amazing, life-giving thing for me, is to be able to affirm my son in who he is and who God made him to be. So I want to ask you, what ways have you struggled with this? What ways do you struggle with showing your pride? What ways do you struggle with incorporating your child's culture into your life? Come talk to me about it. Reach out to me. I would love to have a discussion with you. I would love to answer your questions. Come on over to my Facebook page. It's listed down below in the description. We get in depth into all these issues. You can safely ask your questions there. And subscribe. Like this video. Watch all my other videos. We are talking adoption, race, infertility, all in a real life setting. There's lawnmowers going on outside. There's kids playing. My son's in the kitchen making lunch. This is real life, and when you're here, you're family. Stay tuned for the outtakes. After I grab my coffee. I already grabbed my coffee, so now you need to grab yours.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day.